Wherever he says the dark side of the ring. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at hard4wrestling. Email questions and complaints at wrestlingishard@gmail.com. I'm Jim. Brandon Lowe. How are you? How's work?
That was the real start of the podcast.
I'm so sick of doing it. Welcome to Wrestling is Hard. How's work?
I'm good. It's good. I guess I still need my midday naps, so we're a little late tonight. I completely passed out watching Shingo, or no, who was I watching? Aaron Hanari and Hiroki Goto. So just woke back up. So,
Chris, hello.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I have the house to myself this week.
So just jerking off?
Well, you know, my wife is going away with a friend for some, studies in the world of massage.
Where?
And, she's
fun?
going to Sedona, Arizona.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
nice.
And I get to spackle the bedroom.
Good times. I get to do that too when my wife's out of town in April. Good stuff.
But we also, here's the thing. And I started getting kind of like, because look, baseline always, when it boils down to it, I am happy to do the shit. I don't fucking care. This is my role. This is how I pull my weight in this house because I am a fucking born loser and she is a born winner. Right? If it wasn't for her, I'd have a house. I wouldn't have a car. I wouldn't have a credit score. I wouldn't have a fucking dog. I wouldn't have anything. So you bitch for a few minutes to yourself, never to them. And then you go, you know what? This is what you have to do. And then if I wasn't bad enough, if I wasn't feeling bad enough about bitching to myself about that, we had like a budgetary financial discussion today. And she's like, yeah, I'll take care of everything. like without getting into it. I don't want to get into it, but it's just like, yeah, no, this bang, 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 all done. I went out, it started because I parked my truck at work. And because if you do not know, the Philadelphia area Sunday was the St. Patrick's Day parade.
Oh yeah.
That was a hella day.
Green Lives Matter, brother.
Green Lives Matter. Did you see that somewhere?
No, I made it up. I knew you were probably
I
working
just
in
assumed
hell.
you saw it.
No.
Because
I knew you were working in hell, so I just sent you that message.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. That day's not hell. As much as I find a lot of them very grotesque, I can understand. I can speak that language that those guys speak. And then when it starts getting to a language I don't want to speak, which is pure racism and grossness, I run away. But
or I hate black people hats.
Yeah,
a lot of them had them on. Jeff caps.
All the black guys I work with, every black guy that I knew that I ran into between now and when you said that, I showed them that.
Fuck.
And they were like,
Brandon, you know all black. I hate black people hats. You know what they are?
The Jeff cap?
Yeah, the gray Jeff cap. It's like wool.
I'm with you on that. Yeah.
They call it a Boston Scally now.
Yeah, that's something.
Maybe that's what they always called it. I don't know.
But they used to call it a white hood, but you can't wear those.
Can't wear those. Can't wear those anymore. So anyway, I parked my truck and I had the wheel turned all the way to the one side. And when I walked out, I had never noticed this. My tires were fine. The entire inner side of both of my front tires are worn down to the nub, to the point where I can actually see radial starting to come through. So I'm like, shit, man. My car's driving fine, and the wheels must be towed out. The alignment didn't seem to be off. I'll call my mechanic. I'll buy new tires. It was like $300, $100. It was like $250. It would have been. That's what it was last time. I had to get one new tire. It was $125 mountain bounce.
Right.
They're almost $400 fucking piece now.
Yeah, I know. You got to catch them when they're on sale. They're only on sale.
Fucking tire. I called them and I was like, bro, we got any Bobo tires out there? He's like, yeah, I'll get you Bobo. Because, of course, I drive a Ford, and Ford's like, oh, no, you got to put a Bridgestone, blah, blah, blah on this tire. And it's the most expensive fucking tire that they make.
Right.
So I managed to find it. But even still, just one was almost double the price that it was. One of the Bobo ones is like 50 to 60% more than it was when I bought it a year ago. So
Good times.
It's good
What
times.
time to be
Good
alive.
times to be in America. America.
Time to be
Okay.
alive.
Good time to be alive. Go to the bank. Get your money out.
Don't do it. Whatever you do. Brandon,
I
thoughts?
I'm sorry. I got an email from my bank this morning.
So please
saying,
don't take your money out.
We have a lot of money in the Federal Reserve. Chill out.
Who's your bank? Credit union or who?
Yeah, I belong to
Yeah,
credit.
Brandon, thoughts on all this?
No, not really. A lot of I was on Facebook. A lot of people don't, I think, understand how the economy works, and they're like, yeah, fuck the banks. It's like, well, sorta.
Not really. It's not really how it works.
You're saying
you
a
hate
lot
money?
of people. You're saying a lot of people don't understand how the economy works. I think 99% of the people don't truly understand.
No,
probably me included. But
yeah, and this is I'll get a little bit conspiratorial here. I don't give a shit because I don't think it's not whacked. It's not far fetched. When you watch TV and they explain what's going on in the economy, I think they could dumb it down, and they don't on purpose. So you're always like, I don't know. I got money. How much is this? What's going on? I have no idea.
Don't make runs on banks.
Conspiratorial, yeah.
Although they're not really going to notice my, whatever. I'm not close to $250,000 that these assholes are pulling out or over. Good times. What a time to be alive. Best country in the world.
Fuck.
Great time. Best country in the world. Great. Okay. And that's it. Because we watched New Japan Cup and it wasn't great. Brandon, how are we feeling? Did you watch Last of Us? Did you finish Last of Us?
I haven't, no. I did get it
Won't talk
spoiled
about
for me, though.
Oh, well.
So, go ahead. I know
we
what
won't talk
happens.
about it. We'll wait till next week.
I haven't watched it at all. So I'll mute my microphone or my headphones when you talk about it.
No, we're not talking about this week anyway because you didn't watch it.
They did not. They stopped at 9. I didn't even realize that was the finale.
Yep, season finale. Be back in a couple of years. I'm not telling you shit. I did watch a playthrough of the final scenes of it though on the video game after I watched it.
Did you?
Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool how they did this. So many homages to this video game. You know what I mean? Well, it's based on the video game and it's just ripped from the video game at times too.
This guy won't let me play it. Won't let me borrow his PS4 for 48 hours because he's running.
I got news for you, buddy.
Watching Japanese wrestling and watching fucking sumo time, man. I'm in my fucking prime right now.
I got news for you.
Good.
I got news for you, Brandon. That guy, he ain't letting you borrow shit.
Nope. I don't
ever.
I don't lend. Last thing
I don't
lent
blame
to
you because when you lend, you don't get
I
shit back.
Last time I lent something to somebody was I think it was I forget what company put out this like shiny Ultraman box set. Never got it back.
And I bought that for you.
Yeah, it's gone. R.I.P.
You fucking knew they were. I want my money back.
Oh, I mean,
show up at the door.
Got Blu-ray now. I got it on Blu-ray.
Right.
But it's like the container's this big as opposed to 12 individual discs.
That was awesome, though. We had a lot of fun with that. That was definitely a self-purchase.
What's that?
When I bought that for you, I bought it for your birthday or for Christmas.
Right.
That was a fucking self-purchase. That was, I'm going to give this to you, but we are going to watch them.
It's good stuff.
I'm going to get as much enjoyment out of this. I watched that whole thing with you.
It's all on fucking, what's that website? Shout.
Yeah.
Shout TV. They have the whole thing.
Navigate.
Hey, just I watch it on Pluto too because they have the
Pluto's got it. Pluto is terrible subtitles.
Oh yeah, terrible.
Oh,
not worse than Hulu.
But who gives
Hulu's my favorite. Hulu's just says speaking in foreign language.
Yeah.
Which I love. It's like you just put it in Spanish, man. It's okay.
Anything
else you want to talk about before we talk about wrestling, Brandon?
They had sumo on Comcast or NBC Sports.
Yeah, they carry it now.
Pretty good time.
You watch?
Like a half hour. Yeah. It was one of those things that I put it on and both of us that were watching were like immediately sucked into the TV. It was bang bang. It was like a half hour. As soon as the match ended, the next one was up.
Yeah, it's the NHK does a sumo recap every day, and it's 30 minutes. They just blow through all the matches. They give you the background. They tell you how the guy won, who lost, what's going on, and they're done.
Consumable.
Yeah. The one I watch has got all this pomp and circumstances. Like the whole thing is fucking 2 hours. It's amazing.
Okay.
Because it's like all this build up and the matches are less than 20 seconds usually. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I
just
like the
condensed.
condensed version.
Oshoryu's my boy. That's my homeboy. My fave. Like that dude. He's got a wrestling bitch face, just like me.
Now, can you get sumo cards like
They have them.
card?
No, they definitely have them. I was thinking about it. Trust me. I got 2 boxes coming, brother. 2 more.
All right.
It's just like, fucking, I'm doing this. Waiting for them all to get out on the market so this way I can start selling them. Sell.
You won't sell them.
I'll sell some. You should see this room, man. There's so much shit in here right now. Hold on, wait. I'll show you what I just got. Starlight Kid towel. Whatever the fuck.
All right. Look at that.
It's not even big enough to wrap a baby in. That's how small it is.
Give you a little behind the scenes moment. When I first logged on, Jim was desperately trying to hang this thing behind him. He couldn't get it up on the wall.
Yeah, I got it up on the wall, but I just had the flags I have behind me are just up there with push pins.
Yeah.
And I don't have shoes on. And I dropped one and I was like, I'm not stepping on this later. I'll do this another time. There you go. All right.
Wrestling.
Yeah, I love wrestling.
It's funny. You can watch sumo on fucking NBC Sportsnet or Comcast Sportsnet. You can't watch fucking collegiate wrestling. It's impossible to find.
Yeah, I know. I think it's on like
Big Ten has it, but
yeah, it's like Big Ten ACC TV or some shit.
Yeah,
That's wrestling.
College divisional channels
Right.
have it, and Big Ten has it, which is the best, probably some of the best wrestling in the country.
Right.
And then the Olympic Network has it, but it's a lot of it's Greco.
Yeah, I don't like Greco.
And a lot of it's, if you don't understand wrestling, you're not going to pick it up because it's so unbelievably fast. You know what I mean? Like, it's amazing to watch these guys, even if it's freestyle, folk style wrestling. It's not Greco. These are top line Olympic level guys. It's just so fucking unbelievably fast. It's almost impossible to consume if you don't know exactly what you're looking for.
Right. Yeah, one of the catches with sumo is that it's broadcast by NHK, which is free in Japan. But you need a VPN to watch the broadcast here. Even though they're constantly talking about trying to take it worldwide. Because in the Olympics, at the Japanese Olympics, they put it in there as like an exhibition. They're trying to go worldwide with it, but it's just like Japan's fucking copyright laws are so fucking backwards. They don't see the benefit of putting shit out for free. They don't see any, like, they don't get it.
Even heroin dealers put a little bit of shit out for free in the beginning and then
Everybody
get you back.
Everybody come back. Oh, yeah, they're out. Oh, by the way, they were out. My neighbors, the junkie neighbors down the street, they're back. We thought they died. Did I say hope they died?
Is that wait, that's not the one where the guy was pushing the car that day.
Yeah.
With the structure out front of their house?
Yeah. They got the chain. Sorry, my wife comes out and she's just like, what is that? What's going on there? I don't like it. I have to look at that every day. I think they're going to die soon. They're still alive, like cockroaches.
Well, first of all, they're heroin addicts. They'll live forever. The constitution on these fucking guys is insane. Second of all, so we met you one night. We were going to a concert, and as I'm parking my truck, my wife looks at me and she sees this guy pushing a car, and she's like, we should get out and help him or something.
Was it the Miata?
I think so, yeah. It was the Miata. Because it didn't have a roof, 100%. So she goes, oh, should we get out and help him? I looked at her, I was like, look at him. Absolutely fucking not. I have
a couple bucks.
Yeah.
The only help I need is a couple dollars to get me through. I need a meal.
Good.
I have one across the street.
Can I get a couple Ultraman DVDs?
Look at his voice. I had one across the street, and I was sitting there. I had my dog with me. I was outside. I was, letting him poop in the front lawn. And I'm standing there, and I see him come out of the house, and he makes eye contact with me, and I just do that thing where your eyes just go blurred, just dead eye him.
Oh, yeah.
And he walks over, and he's like, hey, man, that's a nice dog. And I just looked at him like, dead-eyed him, like right in his face, like, don't even fucking think about it.
That's a nice dog. I'll steal it and sell it for $20.
I'll cut his throat. I'll go right over to that house and cut his throat. You got
whoa! You didn't say that. You hypothetically would. Don't say that. Don't say that on YouTube.
Oh yeah, that's right. We'll get thrown off. He's not a real person. It's a cartoon.
Yes. Brandon, thoughts on DVD trading,
Bump DVDs.
Ultraman DVDs for heroin?
That's it.
Hey man, I waited. So one night I parked at work and didn't lock my truck. Dipshit. Thought I did, didn't do it. I go back to the truck and all my shit's rifled through. And my bag is gone out of the back of my truck. Now, mind you, in my bag, my sneakers, my really expensive running shoes were under the bag, still there. All this shit still there. Oh, my anything that was worth anything was still in the truck. I was waiting for somebody. I legit went from jujitsu to fucking work. My gear was like fucking like I went swimming in a pool of other human beings' sweat.
You told this one before.
Did I?
was saying you're going to see some bum
Yeah,
walking.
That's what I was gonna say. Some guy's gonna walk up and like, "Hey man, I got this stretchy shirt, man. You want to buy it? It's gonna stink like a fucking animal carcass."
This is straight from the Olympus, so it's $20.
There was a guy walking down the street with something. Oh, there's a guy walking down the street with the Walking Dead Nerf gun in the box,
Nice.
right? And I saw him. I was at work looking, and I'm like, yo. And I was about like, I didn't, he was gone so fast. I ran outside. I was going to be like, I'll give you $5 for that fucking Walking Dead gun, just so I can walk in, shoot all my customers with it, and then throw it out.
It's
It was
worth the $5.
$5.
He's like, hey man, steal more of those. I can make $5 a pop, man.
Here you go. Sympathy for addiction on the Wrestling is Hard podcast. Brandon, final thoughts before we move on to wrestling.
Let's get this over with.
All right. What do you want to talk about first? Talk about AEW?
Go for it.
All right. So AEW, we are getting more content from Warner Brothers. They've said that we're getting another show, an hour worth of pro wrestling content. The theory is that it'll be a Saturday afternoon show. Brandon, thoughts?
This goes against my theory. I don't know. We're going the wrong direction here, but more content is not what I expected from this. Maybe they're trying to go all in here, see if they can scrape anything, try every slot possible before they decide to peel backwards. Maybe they're not looking like that at all. I just can't imagine how they wouldn't be. But we're onto our 4th hour of televised content, and then probably another 2 on YouTube, 2.5 on YouTube.
Yep.
So what's that? 7 hours of AEW a week now.
And then whatever that backstage show is.
Right. That hasn't aired yet either.
True. Yeah. So you already now a full work day's worth of AEW wrestling to keep up with this show, and I'm not sure any of them are good yet.
Chris, thoughts?
So when you're saying Saturday afternoon, I read the article. It looked like they were thinking about that old 6 p.m. TBS slot.
Oh, okay. Like the old
like the
school. What the
yeah.
fuck was that show called?
That was World Championship Wrestling,
World
with
Championship Wrestling.
featuring the stars of the NWA.
Yeah, right.
And it's what eventually became WCW Saturday night. But look, I'm all about I would love to get a fucking Saturday afternoon wrestling show. Right? Wrestling became popular in the Northeast through Saturday afternoon wrestling shows. And when you get into this big, miasma of fucking wrestling and where it is, and it's all in prime time, and it's all 3 hours long, and this and that, and this and that, maybe dial it back. You're still going to have those programs. It doesn't hurt you to dial it back to get those. You might get some people to like it whose parents didn't like it. Right. You might get some kids that like it. You might get some guys that are just watching the TV and go, oh, what's this? At 11 o'clock on a Saturday morning. Because, Jim, I'm not mistaken. I don't think we kind of found wrestling on our own.
Yeah, we did when nobody watched it.
Nobody really watched it. It was on at 11 o'clock in the morning, and we found it on Saturday mornings, and that was it. And then it was so popular in the Philadelphia area that every VHS, UHS, whatever the high numbers are, I don't even fucking remember. UHF channels.
Called a UHS, which
UHS and VHS.
I don't
because
even know
the
what that is.
VHS is tapes.
I know what that is, but I don't know what UHS is.
UHS. You honky sucker.
Yeah, that's
that's where I learned to watch it. All the other channels, my thought was what they probably all said, hey, everybody's watching this one. Can you find us some of that? You know, Channel 29 has actually got viewers at 11 a.m. on a Saturday, and they got this wrestling thing. Is there anything else out there that you can get for us? Because we were stupid with wrestling in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fucking world class for Christ's sake. And
Yeah, World Class
UWF.
Championship Wrestling, which used to come on at like 11 p.m. on a Saturday night.
Yeah. We used to watch Doctor Who and then go over to World Class Championship Wrestling.
That's right. Doctor Who on WNJN, right?
Yeah.
It was on from 9 to 11.
So we, but you know, maybe that'll garner you some, and especially if you don't actually produce another program, that's a prime spot to put on. These are the good matches. Here's a good match. Here's a match of some guys that you may not know, and then a bunch of filler to tell you what happened last week. And then that would steer you into watching on Wednesday nights.
I'm down.
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I don't either.
Plus, you know what's on?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jim. You know what's on Saturday afternoons? I don't have a problem with this, but I just don't. I'm not like a huge fan like some people are. The only television programming worth watching on broadcast TV or cable TV on Saturday afternoon is fucking soccer. That's the only thing that's on.
I watch the Food Network. That's what I watch.
Yeah,
Cooking shows. PBS.
And PBS doesn't even start until like 4 o'clock now because it's infomercials the majority of the day.
It's weird.
So weird. Do you remember when it used to be like weird fucking movies that you would never, like good old movies that you would never find anywhere else? Weird TV shows and documentaries at like 1 o'clock in the morning on a fucking Saturday. Now it's
Marcel Marceau, 30 minutes.
Now
it's so weird.
So weird. Now it's expand your brain power with Dr. T.S. Schmegma. Yes, buy this. Yes. So what you're going to do? And he's talking to a bunch of people. Hey, what you going to do? And it's fucking terrible.
Well, it's funny because we were looking at this the other day. We're on PBS and I was looking for something to watch on a Saturday. And I look and it's one of those shows. And I looked at my wife. I was like, you mean I could just watch this and I could solve all my problems? My depression, my anxiety, all of it could just go away by watching Dr. Gupta here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday for 3 hours.
They pay to put that commercial in there, and then afterwards they ask you for money for the rest of the TV shows.
Right.
And that's the other thing. PBS is constantly asking for money. Oh, this is good. Well, you know why they get a good program on PBS? To get you to fucking give them money.
Yeah.
As soon as you turn it on, you're like, yeah, my shit is, I'm never allowed to watch it. My wife always turns it off on me. My shit is Les Miserables from the O2 Arena. Whenever that's fucking on, I throw it on, and I'll have it on for for however long. And as soon as it starts getting good, fucking cut it off and ask me for money. Like as soon as Sacha Baron Cohen comes out to sing his Master of the House song when he was in the movie, whatever. Doesn't matter. As soon as he comes out to sing that, they cut me off and then they're asking me for cash again.
That's Rick Steves' European Journey. It'll be on and it cuts away. I'm like, God damn it, Rick. I love you, Rick, but what the hell are you doing? Brandon, thoughts on PBS?
I give them their 5 for it's basically a Ken Burns subscription service as far as I'm concerned. But did they say when they're filming this hour? Is this
they haven't said yet.
Are they going to split? I'm wondering if they'll split and start doing 2 rotations of live shows and do like a
house shows or something.
This.
Oh right, gotcha. Because they've mentioned going on tour, like doing house shows, not as many as WWE, but possibly doing one more live show a week. Maybe that would be this
because they're doing
show content.
I mean, when you go, it starts at what, like 6:30 and doesn't end till 11,
something like
that. I don't see them adding another hour of content into that night, so I don't know if I don't know what this will be. If they'll start to pare back and run like a secondary show
live from Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, Chris.
I'll throw an idea out there. So you have an hour program. That's a upper echelon. I don't know how else to put it. Dark AW dark match, right? Then a B level story dynamite match, and then the rest is filler, where they go to MJF and they talk to MJF and he has a promo, backstage and whoever he's fighting with, they talk about what happened. They show brief clips of what happened between the two of those guys this week, and then that's it. I would only assume there'd be 2 matches on an hour program. I mean, what is there on what's that other one called that we don't watch?
Oh, Rampage? Usually 3 matches.
3. Yeah. So I would assume you're going to get a dark match with somebody you know and somebody you don't, and a B stories match. and then that it would be your card, and that would be your wrestling action, and then everything else will be filler and interviews. And it will be a good show. That's enough. That's all you need.
Just a
I
recap
used to
show,
love
basically.
when I was a kid Sunday Night Heat when they would do that. It was like
Yeah.
1 hour, and it would be one or two things, and it'd be Michael Cole talking, interviewing somebody.
Yeah, and then if
I
there
would
was
think it'd be along those lines. Like, what was it? What was the WWE one that we saw Danielson at, Chris?
Velocity.
Velocity. Like, it was like an hour show on Saturdays or Sundays.
And they sell it to they sell it to syndicators. That was Superstars, even in the more modern era. Because I used to have Sundays off, and we didn't have cable, and I used to watch Ion, whatever movies they were playing all day, because it came in through the antenna. And all throughout the day were commercials for WWE Superstars, and it was Dolph Ziggler was doing the ads. No idea who he was. I wasn't watching wrestling at the time. And it was on like Saturday afternoons. And, I mean, if they don't put it on TBS, they, or they do, either whatever they do. I mean, even when they started doing Dynamite, they were airing that on every one of their networks. And they were doing a lot of that Saturday and Sunday afternoons. And it's a good time, like I said before, it's a good time to get people who aren't watching TV with the rest of their family. They're not watching. They're home sitting in front of the TV alone, or they're in the basement or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's back to that old model of selling programming to people.
Yeah, when I think about it, like, I guess the people that watch Dynamite live, are usually people that are both, either they're single or both people in the house. I'll watch it. Like, if I'm home on a Wednesday night, I'm not watching live. I'm not watching Dynamite live with my wife. She doesn't want to watch it. We watch something we want to watch together. Now, something like this on a Saturday afternoon, you're sitting there flipping through. My wife and I are on the couch. We're not really watching what the fuck's on TV anyway. You throw in fucking, whatever the fuck this show's going to be called. AEW. Turds or whatever. I don't know. I don't have a creative bone in my body to come up with something right now. But yeah, and just put it on as background noise. Perfect background noise show, and get caught up to date with it.
And, here's a perfect example of why that works. One of the biggest wrestling stories, one of the biggest wrestling events of all time, moments of all time, was Mike Tyson getting attacked by Stone Cold, right? We can agree on that. That's kind of catapulted that era of wrestling, like, way further than it was going. Like, the trajectory just completely changed, right? Now, it was on the upswing, but it just catapulted, skyrocketed. I saw that on Saturday afternoon on Confidential. That's when I saw that. I didn't see it on Monday night. Wasn't watching on Monday nights.
I was, back then.
But you know what I mean?
Oh, that's when I was at college, wasn't I?
Yeah, you were at college.
And you guys were watching. I think you guys were watching WCW, and I was like, dude, you guys start watching fucking WWE.
Yeah, that was probably
that
was probably a little bit before that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, may have been the year before that, because that was your second year of college.
Right.
When that happened.
First year. That was my first year away. I was living in the dorms before I got kicked out.
Semantics. Okay, it doesn't matter. Fuck it. Yeah, it's your
I just wanted to say I got kicked out of the dorm. Brandon, thoughts?
Yeah, why did you get kicked out of the door?
Somebody mouthed off to me, so I put their head through a glass. But supposedly.
All right.
Supposedly.
There was a lot of
people like to mouth off up there. They didn't expect a guy from Philly to knock him the fuck out when they did, or punch him in the face, or take their head and smash it into a door. Not that I did that.
No,
I would never do something.
Mr.
like
T,
that.
18 the guy down the steps that one time.
I did.
He's a healthy student. He's Mr. T, the guy.
Mr. T, the dude, down the steps of a. I will admit to that, down the steps of a frat party. Grabbed him by the dick and balls in his shirt, and just dun, 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 over my head. Dun, dun, dun. Good times.
I love it. It's slow-mo.
Through a table made of foam. There you go. Mr. T and the A-Team. Look it up.
There was some serious characters up at that.
Yes, there were.
We tell you. We went up to pick Jimmy up, and that was an evening.
Yes, it was.
That was a hell of an evening.
Good times. Yeah, it was quite good. It was quite the school. Eastern Michigan University. Good times. It sucked. Any more questions, Brandon?
Did you get out of there with a bachelor's?
Hell no. I got out of there with my life. No, I had to go back to. I went back to school when I got back when I came back here. I went to community. Got my big fat associate's degree, and that was it. Then I was like,
You're
I don't know
busting
what
too
I'm
many
doing.
heads in Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, it wasn't a good move for me going up there. Just wanted to get away. Sometimes you just want to run away from your parents. That wasn't a good one. You know what I mean? I could have easily just stayed on Temple's campus. I would have been far away enough from them that I'd never have to see him again if I didn't want to.
Left Chris in the dust.
Yeah, fuck Chris.
Chris was fucking fine. Don't worry about me.
Fuck Chris. So anyway, here we go. All right. Any final thoughts on AEW? Well, the WB stuff. I'm at loss today. I'm a lost cause today. Brandon, thoughts?
We'll see what we do here. I don't know. I think there's potential for it to be fun, but one of the things I liked about it the most was that it was consumable when it started, and we're pretty quickly become impossible to consume all of it. If this is what we talked about, and it's like a catch-up thing, maybe one highlight match that could have been an AEW dark match, spotlight somebody. If it's Emi Sakura and Riho, put it on there. That could be great.
Yeah.
That show's a Saturday afternoon show, syndicated show made for somebody like Emi Sakura.
Oh yeah, perfect.
You turn that on and you're like, wait a minute. What the fuck is this girl wearing?
Why is she dressed like a queen?
She's dressed like a queen. Who's that person? What's her name? Pencil? Oh, I got.
She's not around anymore, Lulu.
No.
R.I.P. She died.
They sent her away. They didn't want to pay for her anymore.
She writes for some kind of PC gaming, video gaming website. That's her real job.
But that
She's
would
a
hook
reporter.
me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like if I was watching Saturday afternoon wrestling and the Japanese woman came out dressed as a queen.
What the fuck is this?
What the fuck is going on? Dude, we watched 3 hours of AAA every Sunday night because I stumbled on Triple Mania at somebody's house. I was like, what?
Yeah, AAA was awesome. I love
and
that.
we used to watch it every week. I loved every second of it. We used to wait for it. It was the best wrestling on TV.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Rey Mysterio was there. Psicosis, La Parca, Conan.
Who was they were
Máscara Escada, El Octagon, the Octagon, who his enemy was Pentagon, and Pentagon Jr. is the disciple of the original Pentagon, who was the enemy of Octagon. It all comes back to AAA, baby.
Yeah, they were talking about the big four.
Comes back to AAA.
Dude, Eddie Guerrero, Love Machine, fucking who was the guy? Juventud.
Yep, Hoovy.
I mean, there are some serious
Super Calo.
big time talent guys that were there. And yeah. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Pedro Aguayo.
He's old.
Cian Caris.
He was
Cian
awesome.
Caris' kid wrestles now. Cian Caris' kid last year was in New Japan.
Yeah.
It all comes back to AAA, brother.
Comes back. Little people kicking the shit out of each other, flying all over the joint.
Yeah, there's little people matches. It was fucking amazing.
The guy in a hard hat getting beat up by a skeleton man. I mean, come on, what do you want?
Great. It's a good guy referee, bad guy referee.
So this
all trios matches. Brandon, you'd hate it.
La Parca is the greatest. It's one of the greatest Instagrams ever because all he does is just get beat up and act like a fool. And he's big and fat.
He's so fat because he's so fat now.
And he knows it.
It's like in on the
doesn't
joke.
give a shit.
Big fat guy.
So every time he posts something, I always just put like every once in a while I just put goat.
He'll like it. He likes
What's that?
it.
Yeah.
He'll like him. He likes any comment you put on there.
And somebody goes, he's not the real one.
What?
Well, first of all, he is.
He is the original. That is the original.
Who cares?
That's the original. What's his? I forgot. Tapia, I think is his last name. That's the real deal. Did you know there was 4 different fucking La Parcas, Brandon, and they're all fighting over the same name? Did you know this? It all goes back to AAA, brother.
Everything goes back there. Maybe we could freshen up our intro.
You'd be like, yeah, welcome to Wrestling is Hard, where everything goes back to AAA.
That's it.
Brother.
Consider we'll never watch Dark Side of the Ring again.
No, I'm not watching that. Is it back? No. I think it came back, didn't it?
I don't give a fuck.
They're in
now. They're not outsiders looking in. They're in.
Yeah. They're working now. They're workers. What were we saying, Brandon? Talk
about a time slot, though. For me, that's like peak wrestling time. Sunday night, You go to 9 o'clock when the whole world is shut down and the dread of the work week is starting. It's like, give me my binky. I want to pretend I'm a little child again. Give me some cartoonish bullshit. Somebody running around in a hard hat fighting the park.
Bro, I used to have to go be in work at 7 a.m. on Monday mornings at a fucking Staples for $4.50 a fucking hour. Okay. And that is when you say that, when we would get near the end of hour 3 of fucking AAA. Dude, seriously, hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah.
Like I know exactly what you're talking about because I remember watching that. Like, it was great in the beginning, and as the show progressed, and they got into more and more, because it was 3 house shows in a row, and they would go. Like, because the town they were in, it would be printed on the ring and it would change.
Mm-hmm.
Right? As we got to like it would get more obscure.
Right.
As the night went on. And as it got like, just as obscure as possible, I would just start
deeper on the Yucatan.
Yeah, I would just get like, hello, darkness, my old friend. Just start getting sad, man. You just got to go to bed. You don't even want to go to bed because when you go to sleep, time moves faster.
Yes. At least it does in your body and mind.
Go stuck those paper bells. Oh, darkness, carrying hammermill fucking reams at the people's
7 o'clock in the morning.
7 a.m. for $4.50 an hour.
Oh my God. Anyway, everything goes back to AAA, including Chris's career at Staples.
Oh, Hammer Mill. That's a good drop right there.
Yeah, it is.
Never forget it.
All right. So let's move on. Sareee. Remember her? Yeah. She went and joined WWE. And she's quitting WWE. She's done. She's leaving. She's done her 5 years. She got signed right before the pandemic. She was supposed to go over there in 2020. She got stuck in Japan until 2021. She went over. We watched her a couple times. Chris, you had mentioned I remember when she first showed up on NXT, you were asking me about her. And I think if I remember correctly, I said, she's a fantastic wrestler, but I don't see her being WWE. Just there's something about it. Just her work rate is like more intense and tougher, and she's small, and I don't see her getting over in WWE, and I don't think it worked. And she apparently hasn't been on TV for months, and she has officially announced that she is a free agent. She is a freelance. She said there's more wrestling out there than Stardom. She had a press conference, by the way, which of course I watched. But then immediately said, I'm interested in the IWGP World Heavyweight title. So we are definitely going to see Sareee versus whoever the champ is coming into whatever show we're going to line up. The only challenger we know for Mercedes Moné so far that's been kind of confirmed is Azumi, supposedly at Sakura Genesis, I believe, which is at the beginning of May, I believe. Brandon, thoughts, questions, anything?
Yeah, good for her. No surprise she didn't fit into the double rebranded tie-dye and then not tie-dye NXT 2.0, 3.0, whatever we're at now. So she's 26 years old. She's got her whole life ahead of her. Go have some fun.
And she has nothing bad to say about WWE. She said it was an experience. She's glad she did it. I guess she worked with Tiffany Stratton a lot, and she just kept talking about how great Tiffany Stratton was and how much fun it was. And she's very proud how she was able to make Tiffany Stratton into kind of like a star over there to work with her. I think some of the people that have been coming out and they've been talking about working with her, just saying how fucking good she was at her age and how she just basically was running clinics. She was one of the instructors at times. Just fucking crazy. She went over she's fucking 22 years old. Nuts. Chris, thoughts?
I hate Shawn Michaels.
No, he's good looking.
That's it.
Those eyes look good, bro.
That's it. That's all I got to say about NXT. No,
they made her into Sailor Moon. It was awesome. She's 23 years old. They made her into a schoolgirl. Good.
It's fucking gross. But I don't have much more than that. I think you guys hit the nail on the head with that one.
We talking about the fabulous Shotzi Blackheart versus Charlotte Flair match that happened on SmackDown?
I didn't watch it. I only saw that highlight. Jesus Christ, man. Shotzi Blackheart. Slow motion.
That was one of the stranger things I've seen on Twitter in a while.
it's kind of funny because and we've talked about this before, and Chris Jericho always says it all the time. Is like, if you can't do a drop kick, don't do a fucking drop kick. Sometimes these girls, especially Shotzi Blackheart, she tries to do like lucha shit. If you can't do lucha, don't do fucking lucha. We all love Julia. When she first came over to Stardom, she was doing fucking lucha shit with Starlight Kid, and it's like, what are you doing? You can't do it. She looked terrible. Stop doing it.
That's like, did you see that Patrick Ewing coaching Georgetown video that was going around, him yelling at his players going, do you practice that shot? Do you shoot that shot? Why are you shooting that shot in the game? That's what they're doing. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. I mean, on live TV in front of however million people, and not to mention, fucking 15,000 live. It's not the time to try something new. Right? Do what you know.
It looked like Charlotte was mocking her.
Yeah. And I mean, the internet fucking hates Charlotte. I mean, she's a fine worker. She's good. She looks great. Whatever. I'm a fan of hers. But she looked like she was slowing down before Shotzi Blackheart. You know what I mean? Like she had to take it a step back. We said this about Hikaru Shida. And Hikaru Shida in AEW when AEW's women's division was still trying to get its feet. It's way better now than it was. But Hikaru Shida was in fucking slow motion at times in some of those matches, just so this way everybody else could look good. But it just makes the whole product look bad. Go ahead, Brandon.
No, that's all I got. It was so slow that it was hard to believe that it wasn't
slowed down.
Said, mocking her. Like Charlotte rolls and gets up and like gives the effect like this is how you would do this if you were really going to be on TV.
Chris?
It doesn't help that I just think Shotzi Blackheart is corny as fuck.
Yeah,
in every way,
she
shape,
hits
or
a
form.
certain look, and that's.
I get it. But when you
roller girls,
I said it before. When you really know those people, and you know how junk ass they really are in real life.
Yep. They look real cool, but not great people.
Well, but here's the thing, I mean, I don't give a shit. I'll talk about it on a podcast because I really don't fucking care. But I'm going through this with somebody I work with, and I really don't give a fuck. Their lack of being able to do their job correctly is making me look really fucking bad. And when that happens, there needs to be a time where you sit down and go, you're fucking up, and it's reflecting poorly on me. So get your shit together. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's already happened, because you still got to walk through that gauntlet of all these guys going, these producers, agents telling you, yo, that sucked. Because this is not a business that's going to, I don't think there's much of an HR department in the wrestling world. So to get that, like, yo, you suck at your job and you need to work harder at getting better. It's going to happen. There's going to be nobody for you to fucking complain to, because it hurts everybody. I remember on what was that, Total Divas? Who was the redhead that was awesome? Eva
Marie.
Eva Marie.
Loved her. She was awesome.
She said she could dance, and she went out with Fandango, and she couldn't fucking dance, and it was on live TV. And Stephanie McMahon fucking shit all over her. Like, you ever do that to me again, I will fire you on the spot.
Too good. Bring back Eva Marie.
Oh, man, she was great, especially when we're sorry. Due to a wardrobe malfunction,
this
match will not continue. She wouldn't wrestle anybody.
It was great. Then they fired her.
People were so mad.
Yep.
I know people, that sucks. No, she's really attractive, and you're not. So you don't like her.
Brandon, thoughts on Eva Marie?
Pass.
All right. How about speaking of people, I forgot to mention this. So a rumor was out this week that Bray Wyatt was sent home, right? Bray Wyatt took his bag and went home, I guess. Took his toys and he was mad and he went home. Are you ready for Bray Wyatt in AEW, Brandon?
No, I don't know.
No,
I don't think there's any home for this guy. I think it's just done.
came back and the rumors were that they were going to have him work with Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar was like, "That ain't happening, pal." A couple people shot him down. Rumors are. Now they're saying Bray Wyatt might have injured himself. That's why he's not around. But then Alexa Bliss was in a fucking thing with him, and Alexa Bliss is MIA now. I don't fucking know. I don't know what's going on. Thoughts, Brendan?
It's got to be Vince, right?
It's got to be, right? Has to be. Chris?
I'm more stuck in loving the Brock Lesnar walk by. We're gonna have you work with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
No, you're not. I'm leaving.
Yeah, spooky stuff. You're gonna do spooky stuff with Bray Wyatt.
Nope. I'm going home.
So what we're thinking is a black light screen, and we're gonna have Cherry Dr. Pepper is gonna be the sponsor.
Nope.
No, I don't think so. There you go. Should we talk about New Japan Cup?
That was his only match, huh? The Mountain Dew match.
That was it.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. He did all those promos. Remember, there was a bunny, and there was QR codes, and then he had a bunch of geeks online fucking trying to figure out the puzzle of the Bray Wyatt. And the big reveal was that it was Uncle Howdy, who all you have to do is listen to Uncle Howdy's voice, and you know that it's his fucking brother.
Yep.
Bray Wyatt's fucking brother in a mask.
He still wore his earring.
Yep, it was him. He was gonna pull it off, and it was just gonna be Bray Wyatt's brother.
It was fucking Rick Rude dressed as the Phantom of the Opera.
Mm-hmm.
That's who it was. It was so unbelievably bad. But here's the thing.
Go back and listen to our archives. We reviewed that show.
It begs the question, is Bray Wyatt doing something wrong? Like, is Bray Wyatt entertaining in theory, but not in real life? When was the last time you saw something that was, because good is good, whether it's bad and it's good or it's like really well done and it's good. There's no distinction for me, right? Especially when it comes to fucking pro wrestling. That fucking Undertaker AJ Styles match, I bring it up all the time. I hate those matches, but like that was really good, even though it was corny as fuck. The only match that I can think of off the top of my head, let me give you two. Number one, with Bray Wyatt, we had Bray Wyatt involved in it. That was really fucking good as far as the story goes. That didn't end up getting flushed down the toilet while the match was when he had Daniel Bryan hypnotized in the fucking onesie. And at the end of the match, in the cage, he took it off and gave him the fucking knee.
Yeah,
that was the height of yesdom. But who was involved in that match? It's fucking Daniel Bryan. The other one
that I'm Daniel Bryan you talk about. Oh, Bryan Danielson.
No, Daniel Bryan. It was WWE.
Oh,
he was,
that guy.
Yeah, that
I don't
guy.
know who that is.
I don't know who that. No, he's not. He only doesn't wrestle anymore.
Are they the same person?
No, I don't think so. It was WWE. It was Daniel Bryan. It wasn't Bryan Danielson. I don't know. Are they same? Now those two guys the same as the American Dragon? I don't know. The other one was the COVID. I liked the COVID WrestleMania match against John Cena.
I don't even remember that.
Where it went off the deep end. They were in NWO, like, yeah, brother, come on. Come
on. Okay. Yeah.
They were basically pointing out the fact that, look, you're a fucking bully and you treat people like shit, and yet you're considered the good guy. And they went down that road, which is a road they never went down before with John Cena. I mean, he's hitting.
We were entertained in general. I think in general, we were entertained by The Fiend when we were watching, especially that early stuff, like that September, October Fiend with this Randy Orton getting fire in his face and everything.
Yeah, but we were entertained by it because it was fucking horrendous.
Yeah, but was this one good?
John Cena?
No.
Like,
I'm making
puppet John Cena.
Hold on, Brandon, go ahead.
Was this when there was like puppet John Cena and they did like this like psychedelic NWO promo and a darked out ring? Oh my God, I forgot about this.
Yes.
It was a forgettable WrestleMania. It was cover WrestleMania. But no, remember when I started this, I made a distinction between something that was really captivating through storytelling and not captivating through bad storytelling and fucking so bad that you can't stop, like you can't look away.
Right.
And I think the fireball shooting in the fucking Randy Orton's face. She was doing it like, she was like, like Ultraman.
Yeah. She
was probably the one that stole your DVDs and learned how to shoot fire from her hands like this.
$20.
But So I mean, I don't know. I when I think of Bray Wyatt, I think of long meandering promos that go nowhere. They give you
And
no
they used to have
reason
him. There was that one
care.
run where the part of that one run when he was the cult leader, where he would go out there for 20 minutes and just make no sense, say the same shit over and over again. And even the crowd turned against him. These are people that were like lighting their phones up every time he came out, and then they were just like,
well, when you tell this story, this meandering story that ends up going nowhere, people get bored. And they're doing it again. I'm all for taking, an extremely long time, a year or so, to really get to the meat of a story in pro wrestling. But there are matches that take place in there. There are reasons, there are things that happen, subtleties that happen. There are no subtleties. It's just meandering forever and never getting to the point. Whereas when you tell a long story, a story over a long period of time, you kind of add little tweaks every couple weeks. Something happens. This happens there. This happens there. That kind of gets you re-energized. Oh, shit. I can't wait till next week when they finally resolve this thing. And they don't resolve it next week. They resolve it. They just kind of bring it back 2 weeks from now. And they structure it so that it's like you're getting a fix, right? It's just kind of juicing you up a little bit more. Like you wanted the ending, but then it just kind of hangs on for a bit. And then you think you're getting the ending, but the next thing is so exciting that you're waiting for the next time you think you're getting the ending. They never did it with this guy. And
well,
I'm not
our payoff was a Mountain Dew drink.
Mountain Dew match. And I'm not blaming
box-like structure.
WWE. Box-like structure.
I'll blame them all.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not sitting here and saying, oh, fuck, WWE doesn't know what they're doing. It's everybody. It's everybody involved.
Sure. That's why we don't watch this stuff. I was thinking about his return, and I think it was in Philadelphia. It was Extreme Rules, maybe one of these pay-per-views, and that was the big end of the night thing. That was the cliffhanger. That why you should come back and watch was that he came out. And WWE does this a lot, where they have no shame, gifting someone who paid a bunch of money to go to an event or subscribe and watch. Absolutely zero payoff or even acknowledgement that they ever teased that something was going to happen. Like Netflix does this a lot too. They'll be like, "Oh, here's a new Manifest TV show. Get into this," and it's fucking canceled like 3 weeks later. It's a complete waste of time if you got into the first season. Not a lot of respect for the viewer nowadays.
I'm muted. It was my turn to fuck up. All right, final thoughts on all this before we talk about New Japan Cup, Brandon?
No, that was just what we just did.
Chris?
No.
All right, there we go. All right, New Japan Cup. Here we go. New Japan Cup. It's single elimination over the course of 250 days. Bunch of dudes get buys. None of it makes sense. But let's go through some of these days. Day one. This is gonna. Dude. Okay, let's talk about it. In Korakuen Hall, we have Tetsu Naito defeats El Phantasmo. Pretty good match. And then we get Sonata, who beats Taichi. Sonata won't fight at first. Taichi starts slapping him, telling him to stop being a bitch. And then he goes nuts. And Sonata breaks out a new move. No more armpit, smell my armpit finisher. Now he does like a spinning DDT, and I'm into it. Brandon, thoughts on both of these matches?
The first one I thought was a good way to kick it off, and we'll get into it. But it's sort of a slow decline for the most part from this. I still can watch Naito, and I don't get tired of him. And El Phantasmo is great. The next one, Sonata is to me like the New Jersey Devils trap, neutral zone trap hockey game of pro wrestling. It's just like 25 minutes of slow shit. Probably could have cut the 5-minute spot where he decides to not participate, and then before the 15-minute surge of offense, he tried to do a pile driver in this match and just kind of collapsed into a wheelchair. I think. I don't know if you guys saw.
Yeah, that's a
wheelchair.
Yeah. Chris, thoughts?
Yes. So you had Phantasmo and Naito. I like the clash of personalities there, right? You're getting duality, if you will. And Sonata's a fucking sleeping pill. What can I say?
Yeah, I don't like him. All right, moving on. Shota Umino defeats Yujiro Takahashi. What the fuck in 10 minutes? And then the next day, by the way, this was in where the hell were we? Leota City General Gymnasium. Man, we get some of these. Where do you hear some of the names of these fucking places they wrestled in a couple of minutes? And David Finlay, who is evil. Gato has a Switchblade shirt on, I believe, during this match. Defeats Tomohiro Ishii about 19 minutes. This is actually a pretty good match. Pretty good.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, Umino can't find the strike zone.
Jesus Christ, man. Oof.
Some of these venues were hilarious. It was like they made that fruit market that FMW was at look like the Tokyo Dome.
Dude, that one that looks like it's just a big giant gray room with like stairs on the ceiling. Like how the fuck do you get in that place? Do you have to take a rope?
It's like that.
You gotta climb a rope to get in.
Yeah, Brandon.
Creepy. It looked like something out of like a James Bond Goldeneye level. I was like, where the fuck are they? Then we get to David Finlay as the new leader of Bullet Club here. Very exciting news into 2023. As soon as you see that, you know where this match is going.
Yeah, is he the leader? I don't know. They're kind of fighting internal arguments between him and El Phantasmo. I don't know what's going on, but do we, honestly, as professional wrestling New Japan fans, give a fuck about Bullet Club in 2023? Please, Brandon.
I don't think I have to answer that.
Right, Chris.
Next.
All right, here we go. This is the fucking show stealer, baby. Pretty sure this is the one. Oh yeah, it is. This is took place in the Big Pallet Fukushima Arena.
The Big Pallet.
Big Pallet. That's what all the fucking Chris's things of paper, his Hammersmith paper came.
Oh, my hammer mill's there.
Big pallet.
In the back of the hammer mill factory.
Mark Davis with his giant arse, one half of the Australian Open, defeats Toriano. God, dude, I'm saying it right now. I am never voluntarily watching Toriano matches ever again. I'm done. Once again, it's 2023. I have no desire. It's the same fucking joke all the time. It's been the same joke for fucking 20 years. I'm done with Toriano. Thoughts, Brandon?
Yeah, even if you're not done with him, he certainly doesn't have 12 minutes of material. We know that, and that's what we did here.
Under 8 minutes, I'm okay with it. But once you pass 10 minutes, I'm like, what is going on? Chris, thoughts?
At this moment, this was the exact moment when I saw Toriano when I started cursing the fact that I had to do this podcast.
Oh my God,
this is so fucking bad.
A couple of these were tough.
Yeah.
Followed by an even better match. Evil with Dick Togo defeats Ren Narita in almost 20 minutes for some reason. Lots of cheating and shit, but my biggest problem with this is that it all happened outside the ring. Not a fucking, barely any wrestling happened. Everything was ringside. You know what to expect with Evil, but this really fucking stunk. This whole show stunk. Go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. I don't even have any more to add to that. It's just really, it's like strangely bad. I think I would describe it as.
Yeah, it's like, oh God, and the fucking weird arena. Oh man, what a stinker. Next up, where are we at today? Okay, we are in Kofu, Yamanashi, Japan. We're in the Aimise Yamanashi arena. Kyle Fletcher, the knockoff Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay's the cum that came out of Will Ospreay's mother created it when it landed up on the sheet made with Kyle Fletcher. Defeats Yoshihashi and Aaron Hanare with a big upset against Shingo Takagi. I liked both of these matches. Pretty good.
Yeah, Aaron Hanare and Shingo was a good time. I think, again, 20 minutes for everything. 20 minutes for everything during this whole thing. This would have been perfect at like a 13 to 15. The big guys kind of fade in there, but you can't really get mad when there's those two just chopping the shit out of each other, beat the hell out of each other. And then what was the other one on this one? Yoshihashi? Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, he lost to Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah,
the other half.
Let me guess, it was 20. It was 20 minutes and 40.
20 minutes. Yeah. 20 minutes and 6 seconds. It was.
Yeah, the Yoshihashi works well as like this underdog guy. Aussie Rules, kind of a sort of an upset here. Over the tag team champion.
Yeah, I guess they're building. I don't know. They kept mentioning how much weight he put on. Kyle Fletcher.
Big booty Kyle.
No, that's Mark Davis is the big booty. He's got a big juicy ass.
Kyle and Mark.
Coco Melon's mom. What's the size ass she has? Yes. Good.
What do you got, Chris?
I'm laughing at Coco Melon's mom's ass. They know what they're doing, man.
Yes, they do.
Really do.
All right, moving on. Second round match. Chase Owens earned a bye. Tetsu Naito defeats Chase Owens. And a pretty good match. Nah, you know what? This wasn't good. Sonata defeats Kenta. It was a lot of fucking bullshit chair shots. It was kind of boring. It was 30 fucking minutes. Jesus Christ. What are we doing? Brandon, thoughts?
This is where I was kind of starting to get a little bit pissed now. Now, granted, it's my fault. I'm watching over a week's worth of nightly wrestling in a day here, but I started to get a little bit offended when it's the Sonata after the 25-minute match. They're like, we need to go longer here. We didn't get the full expose of his skill set.
Chris?
You know, one of the problems here is that we all probably consumed way too much of these matches over way too short a period of time, because these early tournament matches in New Japan are usually the shits.
The first day is usually good, and it was the same with this, because
It's
we got
that middle-
Naito,
yeah, it's that-
we got Naito and El Fantasma, we had Sonata and Tai Chi. They were good matches. I mean, Sonata's a snooze fest, but still.
It's that, I shouldn't say maybe not the beginning. It's that late beginning into the middle.
Right.
Where we're just meandering through this shit. I mean, I had my notes for this whole card. Owens versus Naito. Blah.
Yeah.
And fucking Kenta versus Sonata. Flat out fucking boring.
One thing I am enjoying, though, you guys watch with English commentary?
Yeah.
I'd like Jeff Cobb on commentary. And I enjoyed Aaron Hanare on commentary.
Yeah.
Aaron Hanare is like very, like, kind of soft spoken. He also doesn't come. Did you know that?
Great.
He doesn't come. He refuses to come. He doesn't want to waste his sperm.
SR, little semen retention.
Yeah, semen retention. It's fucking No Nut November all year long. Yeah, he like and analyzes it like it's a sport. He's real soft spoken, which I kind of enjoy. And he adds these like made up things, like, oh, I forget what match it was. It's like this guy, it was Naito and Chase Owens. He's like, oh, Chase Owens likes to keep a guy outside. This way he can move him around. And Naito is the opposite. He likes to pull him in tight. It was just, I mean, it's made up stuff, but it was still very interesting. And then Kevin Kelly's going, oh, it's very interesting. Very cool. Very interesting. Kind of bought into that. It's good. Nice change of pace from Chris Charlton, who makes it so goddamn dramatic. All right, next up. Here we go. You ready for this one? Live from Maibara, Shinga, Japan. We are at the Shiga Perfectual Cultural Industry Community House Event Hall. holds a wonderful 789 people. That was another thing about this. Really strange how little, like these little fucking halls with less than 1,000 people in them for the number 3 company in the world. Very strange. Tama Tonga defeats Aaron Hanare, and Hiroki Goto defeats Kyle Fletcher. Both very good matches. I am very shocked at Tama Tonga babyface. I really like it. Brandon, good.
I think at this point I was full. So unfortunately, looks like I missed the good ones.
Yeah, Kyle Fletcher. Once again, this one in particular, he was just like fake Will Ospreay. He was just everything he does, his facial expressions, the way he reacts, everything was just so inspired by Will Ospreay. So I'm just like, come on, man, be yourself. Chris, thoughts?
I thought the Tama Tonga match had a really clever finish to it. You know, the flying out, midair gun stun. That was pretty good. And I think Fletcher's doing a good job of actually, like, when you split up the tag team for these things, the tag team guys usually just suck.
Right.
And he's doing a good job of not sucking. I also like that he could beat Yoshihashi, the tag team guy.
Right.
But when it came to wrestling, the guy who was a singles guy for most of his career and is now in a tag team, couldn't beat him.
Right.
So he had more singles experience. So that was, it was good. A couple matches that had some, like I said, a clever finish, and Fletcher showing up and actually, looking like a singles wrestler when he's been nothing but a tag team guy. Because, like I said, that usually doesn't work out that well.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're gonna. Hopefully, it'll be in the G1 final or G1 climax. Should be good. Okay, final night. this is all we got to cover. Covers the first round from the Item Ihime Arena. Evil with Dick Togo defeats Jeff Cobb. I did enjoy this because when Aaron Henare and Kyle Fletcher carried Dick Togo to the back, and then the rest of the jerks came out and attacked them, and they all started cheating. Then they chained Great O'Khan to the guardrail, and they didn't have a key for him, so he sat there for the rest of the show asking people to unlock him the whole time, and he's just going like this. Followed by Will Ospreay defeating Mark Davis in a very good match, 20 minutes. Brandon, thoughts?
That's hilarious. He had O'Khan chained up the whole time.
Yeah, and Will Ospreay, like at the end of the match, Will Ospreay wins. He goes out. Him and Mark Davis are in the same factions. They help each other outside the ring. Everybody's together. They go up to O'Khan, and he's going like, "Give me a key. I need a key." And Will Ospreay's like, I don't know. I'll go talk to somebody in the back. I don't have one. What do you want me to do? It'd be great if the next show he's still chained to it, like he's doing color commentary with the thing, the handcuffs chained to it. Chris, thoughts?
So that evil Jeff Cobb match was just fucking blah as fuck.
Right.
Whatever.
It's evil.
It's evil. But we're getting to a point where evil, like the dastardliness, it just doesn't carry the fact that the matches are blah. I mean, it's been like that for a while, right? It's just like, oh God, here we go. Ospreay versus Mark Davis. One of these things that they do that you have to get your head wrapped around in New Japan is that these guys, they forego their friendships and their alliances when it comes to these single tournaments, this and G1 in particular. And I just find these matches are just, I don't buy into them. This was a really good match. I will give it that. And it's funny because look, I know guys that fight guys that train out of the same gyms, and they know each other and they're friends, and they kick the living shit out of one another. So it's not like that's a real thing, That's a real, two guys are professional fighters, and you got to fight a dude that you like. You got to learn to hate him for a little bit, and then learn to like him afterwards. I will say this, and I don't think that there's enough Mark Davises out there. I like this character, just a big motherfucker. Because, you watch wrestling here, and wrestling here, everything is steered, whether you like it or not, is steered by what WWE does and how they do things, because they're the king. Right? And there are no big, tough motherfuckers in WWE. Everybody's a bodybuilder. Right? And when you get into, in real life, when you get into heavyweight divisions, guys don't look like that most of the time. There's some freaks in nature that look like they're super giant and shredded, but most dudes are they're carrying weight in the middle. They're not, they're built strange. They're super wide and super short, or super tall and thin. Tyson Fury is the fucking, he's got big love handles and super long arms and he's terrible looking. Right. And that's the other thing. That's not to say that these people are not in tremendous shape. That doesn't mean being muscle bound and being a bodybuilder. Because if you know anything about bodybuilding, when those guys get up on the stage to pose, they're literally fucking 2 steps away from death. Their body fat's at 2%. They're going to die. They get up there like, look at me. And then they go back and they shove cakes and candy in their fucking face so they can actually fill out. Yeah. So, I really like this. Like what I said, I think it's a reason why I like Mark Davis. I like Brody King, Samoa Joe. These are guys that are legit look like what heavyweights look like. And I dig these characters. I dig this look, and I dig that you're seeing more. You're not going to see them in WWE. Even when you had Braun Strowman, now look at Braun Strowman, right? Braun Strowman looked like a giant strongman. Now he's shredded. It's just it's just a way that they've always done it. I get it, but I like this just big fuck kicking ass, and I think it's a great idea, and I like that Mark Davis is there, and I like this match. I thought this match was pretty good.
I love some Stan Hansens out there. Brandon, thoughts?
Exactly. Sorry, Jim. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think about that. Fucking Stan Hansen,
big Stan Hansen,
fucking Dr. D. David Schultz, all those old school guys. Terry Gordy. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of Tyson Fury, something about when you pull the shorts up over the belly button, it just knows you mean business. You're not here
Yes.
to look cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Mark Davis's giant ass and his giant pants go well over his belly button. And he's hairy. His hair from his chest connects with his armpit hair. Hey, he's good look. He looks like a pro wrestler, man.
He looks like a
I love
big, bad motherfucker. And here's the other thing. When you look at a guy with a giant ass like that, you think you're taking that guy to fuck down? That dude's center of gravity is so fucking solid where anything he does, all he has to do is drop those hips down a quarter of an inch, fucking half of an inch, and he ain't going fucking nowhere.
Right. All right, final thoughts on our adventure in New Japan Cup, Brandon?
Yeah, I don't know if I would call it an adventure. It was something. We got through it. It sounds like towards the back here is picking up. I didn't catch all of it.
Yeah. We'll I'll go through the bracket real quick. Brandon or Chris, thoughts?
I mean, some of the matches were good, most of them were crap, and the fucking I'm gonna make this point real quick. These venues take me the fuck out.
Yeah,
they completely take me out of the fucking the event, and I'll go on record and say I watched that Mercedes Moné Kairi Sane, and while that was a great match, I really enjoyed watching it. That venue took me right the fuck out. It looked like they were doing it in the fucking school gym. And you're supposed to be presenting these people as larger than life characters. So the larger than life characters, like, let's go back to Street Fighter. You fought Guile with F-16s in the background. Right? I mean, like, it's gotta, you want to make these larger than life characters. You can't have them. I mean, look, I understand. Sometimes you got to wrestle in fucking, whatever prefecture fucking gymnasium. I get it.
They did. It's part of their tour.
Right.
Japan is a highly populated place with very little space everywhere.
Right.
So you have these small arenas, and especially when they're doing places like the Shiga Prefectural Cultural Industry Community House Event Hall. It's just part of their tour to get out there, and you know what I mean?
I understand that.
Oh, I'm not defending it. But
yeah.
It's just part of what the Japanese touring brand is like. Good.
I understand, like, this is where they have to go, but they are a very sick. This is like you said, Jim, the number 3 fucking wrestling company in the world.
Yeah, easily.
Do something production-wise to make the building look better. Bring your own goddamn lights and turn the house lights off.
It's so bright in these places.
The last one that we watched with the Evil Jeff Cobb match, it looked like they were in a fucking airplane hangar. It was just a concrete fucking slab. It looked like something they built in fucking Russia in 1986.
You mean Item Ihime Arena?
I like how everything's labeled arena too.
Arena. Fucking folding chairs, which is not a problem. But cut the lights off. Bring your own lighting rig. You can't afford that shit. You got fucking countless high-paid fucking athletes riding around on buses all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You're paying for their hotel rooms, I would assume, if they're not. But you're get a fucking rig and put some lights in it.
All they have to do is like put some curtains up to 20 feet. You know what I mean? Like,
unbelievable, man.
A couple of ladders. You saw what I was doing behind me. Just get up there with some push pins.
Yeah.
But
tape
them up there. All of a sudden, it adds depth to it. And you're not sitting in this empty fucking garage.
Well, here's the other thing. Like, if you've ever seen, now I've never seen this, but I know guys who have worked on movie sets, and they've told me, don't ever go into a movie set. It fucking ruins everything.
Yeah, of course.
Because it looks like shit in real life, but it translates well to the other side of the fucking screen. You don't have to do that much.
Right.
Trying to get bastards, you're fucking microtransaction me to death now, and you can't put some curtains up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brandon.
No, I'm good. Just lazy. Unfortunately, I think that's all that it is.
Cheap and lazy.
It's the way it's the way we always did it, and we're going to continue to do it. It's that thought process. It's always worked before.
We don't know if we're going to be able to sell at a 10,000 seat arena, so let's book this 1,500 arena in Southern California because it's super fucking cheap to do it. Let's do the Cow Palace again. Give me a fucking break. All right, New Japan Cup. So far, we know on the one side of the bracket, we get Sonata versus Tetsuya Naito in the semifinals. Right? No, quarterfinals. So, inter-promotional war And then we get the exciting. Let's see if Will Ospreay can pull a bunny out of the hat. Will Ospreay versus Evil. The winner of that match faces the winner of Sonata and Tetsu Naito. We also got Hiroki Goto versus Tama Tonga on one side. We still have a couple of second-round matches to go through. David Finlay faces the Great O'Khan on the 15th. And we got Shota Umino versus Zack Sabre Jr. Zack has been giving him a hard fucking time. He is really riding the shit out of him. It's great. I'm loving it.
As he should.
He should. It's fucking good. I think Zack's losing, though. I don't want Zack to lose to Shota.
He can't.
Yeah. There you go. There's New Japan Cup. We did it. Yay. We survived. Real quick, we're going to go through AEW. First of all, the Bella Twins announced today they are the Garcia Twins now. And they can't wait to see, to let everybody know where they're going and what they're doing. Brandon thoughts?
Why?
I have no idea. Brie looks great, though, man.
They have
two kids. She looks fantastic.
They have a massive social media following.
I'm sure.
And they have all products on the side and stuff like that. They marketed themselves well. And Eagles fans.
Yes, they are. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
There you go. There's your why, Brandon. Go Birds.
And if they go, it's always.
Is this going to come back to AAA or not?
It was on Sunday nights after we watch the Eagles, and then we would eat and then watch AAA. Go Birds. AAA.
For some reason, I have the AW Dark card up for today.
Hey.
That's not what I want to talk about. Dude, now I have to somehow find.
I would love to see the Bella Twins in AEW because AEW fans would be so mad.
So mad.
So mad. Fucking motherfucker.
Can't even work. Work this the workers' company or some weird shit like. It's like work rate. You ain't got work rate. Or the old tired. They had sex with everybody to get to the top. Shut the fuck up. They were.
Well, I had sex with every dude I ever met and every woman I ever met, and I'm still at the bottom. So that doesn't always work.
It doesn't really work out that way.
Fuck the shit out of me while I'm fucking the shit out of somebody else. Hey, I need a promotion. Give me better bar shifts.
Never shit worked. Train. You're doing a fuck shit train. You ain't getting shit. So we're having a
that was a little sex club Chris segment there.
I don't care. I started falling into delirium about 3 minutes ago. And I have the whole bed to myself, and I'll be sleeping on my side of it as usual whenever my wife's not here. I sleep like a mummy on one side. Like,
all right, my wife's gonna leave town for a week. I'm gonna miss her so much. Jesus Christ, I don't know what to do with myself when she's not home.
You think you are like, oh, I had the house to myself, and I'll do this and I'll do that, jerk off nonstop.
I do that already. So.
Yeah, so do I. And then they leave, and you're like, I'll wake up tomorrow morning like,
what do I do?
Fucking far. Every time my wife, because my wife's in the military, if I hadn't said it before, but I'm sure I have. Every time she deploys, I send my brother-in-law the picture of Forrest Gump sitting there in his silhouette when Jenny runs away for the 12th time.
She's got AIDS. All right,
dead AIDS.
Brandon, thoughts?
Jenny died of AIDS, and we're practicing self-sucking in the house when our.
Oh, fuck yes.
No.
That's suckle.
Laney Papa,
Laney Papa. I was thinking about that while I was in the shower today. AEW Dynamite next week. Here we go. You ready? I didn't watch this.
When they suck. Do you think they do hands-free, Jack?
Of course. Brandon, did you watch AEW this week?
No,
I did not either. Chris, did you watch AEW this week?
Negatorio.
I had no.
I forgot to put it on at work.
Tomorrow, we get the MJF rebar mitzvah, which I'm sorry, I'm all on board with this. I don't know what it is. I have no idea. He's getting a rebar mitzvah. Maximania rebar mitzvah.
Love it.
I'm in. We're getting the Dark Order versus the Blackpool Combat Club.
Great.
Hold on. Prepare yourself. AEW All Atlantic Championship It's now been transformed into the AEW International Championship. Orange Cassidy versus Jeff Jarrett.
That should be awesome.
Jade Cargill Open Challenge. They're in Winnipeg.
The Bellas.
How about that?
The Bellas.
No, it's
Twin,
expected.
pull twin magic on. Oh, yo.
It's going to be Taya Valkyrie. That's what everybody's expecting it to be.
Bro, hold on. Hold
Go
on. All right. I agree with that because they're in Canada.
Go ahead.
She said she was
I was going to do this at the end, but go ahead. We can
No,
talk.
no. Finish.
Real quick. House of Black of House. House of Black versus the Elite versus the Jericho Appreciation Society. Good times. There you go. Trios, Brandon. Q Anon T. Marshallix Jones. The QTV debut happens this week. And the Outcasts will be in action. The Outcasts are Tony Storm, Sareee, and Ruby Soho. All right, Brandon, thoughts. Chris, you had thoughts first. Go ahead.
The Bella Twins beat Jade Cargill with twin magic.
Losers.
And everybody in the arena's head pops simultaneously.
The blood just starts pouring, like that scene from Blade in the nightclub where the blood is just pouring from the ceiling. It's people's heads exploding.
Gangrel comes down from the ceiling like,
fuck yeah, Gangrel. Brandon, thoughts?
I'm interested in InfoWars with QT and the Reba Mitzvah.
Yeah, I'm interested in the Reba Mitzvah for sure, and I also want to see if Jeff Jarrett wins the fucking international.
That's right.
title.
Yeah.
God. That would be amazing. He's he's one of the more entertaining parts of AEW Weekly right now. 50-some-year-old Jeff Jarrett still working his way into a paycheck.
Good for him.
Yep.
With ease.
Yep. So, any final thoughts, Brandon? You got final thoughts?
Yeah, let's go to bed, boys.
Chris, final thoughts?
I'm a Brandon.
What a rough week. We got WrestleMania coming up in a couple of weeks. Big Stardom show's not until the end of fucking September. TJPW has a show this weekend. I'm gonna be watching fucking sumo. I don't give a shit about any of this fucking wrestling shit. Stay tuned when we talk about AEW next week. All right. Thanks for joining us this week and join us here every week. What was I gonna say?
Where it all comes back to AAA, brother.
Thanks for joining us this week and join us every week at Wrestling is Hard, where everything comes back to AAA, brother. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at hard4wrestling. Subscribe and follow. Tell your friends. For Brandon and Chris, I'm Jim, and we will be back here next week.